Mark, exciting night ahead for everyone at the football club.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Obviously, outstanding team coming to our home stadium. Incredible manager, huge history, and obviously we're going to have a full house, which, to be fair, we pretty much fill out most weeks with our home fans. So, please God, it'll be a great night for all involved.
And just before it all, we're going to have a minute's applause for Colin Murphy, former Lincoln City manager. You're one of his successors. To have come to a club twice and won promotion twice with two entirely different teams says a lot about his ability as a manager. He was also larger than life, and really fitting that the club, Mark, is passing. Yes,
100%. Look, incredibly sad that Colin's passed away. I know his family's at the game. You know, club legend, and looked first into the Lincoln Hall of Fame, arguably best team that we've ever had at Lincoln, etc. So, and you know, religiously came to support us through thick and thin, and you know, up until recent times, you know, a prominent figure around the ground. So really sad, really tough time for all involved at Lincoln, and you know, it'll be nice tomorrow to show that appreciation, that care, and especially with this family being there with a minute's applause. So very sad on one hand, but also a good opportunity for us to show our appreciation to Colin, what he's done for the club, what a great guy he was, and especially with his family being there.
West Ham, I think it's arguably one of their best teams I can remember, certainly in recent history, the current West Ham team squad that you're going to face.
Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, there's two big leagues in between us. They're an outstanding team, a very good Premier League side. You know, in David, who's, God, I dread to think how many games he's had as a manager. He must be like hundreds and hundreds, right up near the top end of managers in games. Hugely successful. So they just tick so many boxes: talent, technical ability, physical presence. They just tick all the boxes, and they're having an outstanding season this year, and we're already with some really impressive results. So, you know, we're going to have to be at our absolute best. We're going to have to be at our very best and hope that they have an off day. But we go into every game believing we can get a result, and I keep saying it, but tomorrow's no different.
Is it hard to read selection when he has the size of squad he has? Because, I mean, he clearly can make changes, and he has, from his point of view, like you do, a league game. He has an important Premier League game against Sheffield on Saturday.
Yes is the answer. You know, when we prepare for a game, whoever we're playing, we'll have a team in mind, and we'll work with that team in mind. The principles of how David and his team will play shouldn't be too far away from what they do, whoever they play, barring a couple of tweaks that you get here and there. But you know, we're not going to see anything hugely different from what you'd expect from David's teams. But it doesn't matter who they play; they're outstanding players, man for man in every area of the pitch. You know, just to use, if Fabianski comes in, he's an outstanding keeper with incredible attributes. So it doesn't actually matter who plays. We're going to be up against the top side.
I was looking at the weather. I don't know if you have as well. They're talking about 40 and 50 mile an hour winds when you're actually playing. Is that anything that plays into your planning in terms of how you're going to play when you've got those sorts of conditions?
Not something we've discussed. Those conditions are equally hard for whichever team you play for, whether you're a direct team, a team that plays possession-based football. Those conditions will hamper any game of football. Sometimes they can play, and they can play havoc in terms of they can cause either side at any given time a real problem. So we'll both just. I'm sure David will have prepared as well as we have for the elements, and we'll have to just wait and see on that.
Is it? Some people say to me it's a free hit for Lincoln. I'm sure you'd probably bulk at that slightly, but you'd understand the point that the pressure is more on West Ham.
I don't see free hits. I think so. For example, if I use our game on Saturday against Portsmouth, we lost the game, but I personally gained a lot of wins from the game. That, you know, sometimes you can lose a game and gain lots of credit. I don't mean in terms of pats on the back for me. There was lots of things on Saturday that I was really pleased about. So I think in any given game of football that can happen. We beat Bristol Rovers 6-3 away from home last year, and it's old conversation, but it was a particularly disappointing day for me as a head coach. So for many reasons and how we played and how it looked, but and I think when you're a top side, I just don't think you really feel pressure. If I was coming to a team 2 leagues below, I'd approach the game like we were playing, like West Ham played Liverpool on Saturday. The 100% they'll approach the game just as professionally as as they were playing Liverpool, and that's why they are where they are.
Nice to have a home knockout tie. Obviously, had the FA Cup one, the great success against Bristol City, running Southampton close, Sheffield United this season, of course, Notts County as well this season. You've had plenty of away knockout matches, finally a home one.
I know, and I think particularly for the fans and for everybody connected with the club, Clive, the board, just everybody at the club. I think, is it 23 away games in a row we've had? It's phenomenal. It's hard, you couldn't make it up. So really, really pleasing for us that we've got a home tie. Our stadium, we've got an incredible crowd. I know, there'll be 10,000 there, but it'll be absolutely rocking as it always is. So I always enjoyed those games when I played in smaller stadiums that were full. The impact that the crowd have and the effect they have on the game is magic, home or away. So it should be a really buoyant night.
Danny, we mentioned, is he any closer to being available for you?
Danny Mandrew?
Yeah.
No. He's done really, really well. As I said on Saturday, he's very, very close. But tomorrow is just slightly too early.
And Jack Vale, is he training with you? What's the situation with him?
I will update you on Jack on Thursday if that's okay.
Okay.
I hope I don't kill this podcast, by the way. When it eventually came about that Lincoln had an interest in me, I remember ringing my agent going, "You're not going to believe who's rang me." I was thinking I could get battered here. Rightly so, by the way. We were just being beat 4-0 by our rivals. And then we went over, and honestly, the hair stood on the back of my neck. One of the big sells to players coming here is the fans. If you keep changing your manager or whoever it is every 5 minutes, well, how do you know if it works? You've not given it time. You don't watch a movie and after 20 minutes go, "This is rubbish."
Was it difficult to comprehend playing for such a big club at such a young age?
Sorry, the reason I'm pausing is I was quite reckless. And I just said to him, I can't go to the World Cup. And he's like, "Why?" I said, I'm struggling. I'm really, really struggling. And I basically just burst into tears, and he gave me the biggest hug in the world. I think a lot of people probably see my career, if I'm being honest, as probably underachieving.
May 2022, you are named as head coach of this club. Has it been everything you'd hoped? Everything you wanted?
It's amazing. Played football for 20 years, but for me, this is another level.